Hello everyone, in this OnceHuman video, I'll be showcasing the new buff to the Frost Vortex suffix introduced in the version 2.1.2 update. For this guide, I'll be sharing my KAM, Abyss Glance build, including the mods, equipment, food buffs, and Cradle perks I'm using. If you enjoy content like this, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It really helps me a lot. Without further ado, let's get started. For my main weapon, I'm using the KAM Abyss Glance. I have it calibrated with rapid shot style and double elemental damage. For the accessories, I'm running a hammer compensator for the muzzle, a tactical holographic sight for the optic, a tactical laser sight for the tactical slot, and an extended rifle mag, which is already included with the gun. As for ammo, I'm mainly using disintegrating rifle ammo. However, if you're running silos, I recommend switching to suppression or penetration ammo for better results. For my secondary, I'm using the Bingo. Its main purpose is to mark enemies and apply the vulnerability effect on my targets, making them easier to take down with my primary weapon. For my melee weapon, I'm using the Kukri, which can be obtained as a drop from pro mod silos and bosses. The key benefit of the Kukri in this build is its effect. When you defeat an enemy with a heavy strike, it grants you plus 20% Psi Intensity. A simple trick to trigger this bonus is by using ice cubes from the Deviation ice pot. Just throw an ice cube, then break it with a heavy strike using the Kukri, and you'll instantly gain the 20% Psi Intensity boost without needing to finish off an enemy. For my equipment, since I'm running a low HP build with lunar mods, I'm using a 2-piece Shelterer set, a 3-piece Treacherous set, and Earthly Boots as my key armor. This setup works really well when it comes to bossing. If you're not focusing on bossing and instead want to clear groups of mobs, you can switch your key armor to the Frost Tactical Vest while running a 3-piece Shelterer set and a 3-piece Treacherous set. Frost Tactical Vest generates ice spikes when you trigger Frost Vortex, which can be very useful when clearing a group of mobs. For the mods on my main weapon, I'm using Cryoblast Talents. Since my primary source of damage comes from Frost Vortex, this is a solid choice. For the suffix, you should focus on damage to great ones first, followed by status damage. Right now, I don't have Frost Vortex suffix mods, so Talent Works is a good alternative. However, for endgame, I highly recommend aiming for a suffix with Frost Vortex damage. Frost damage, damage to great ones, and status damage substats for the best results. For my secondary mod, I'm using Vulnerability Amplifier, which applies vulnerability to any targeted hits. For the headgear mod, I'm using Deviation Expert Lunar. On the mask, I'm running Frostwave Wither Talents, which can also be replaced with a Frost Vortex suffix that has strong substats. For the armor, you can use any lunar mod with good substats, as I mentioned earlier. For the pants, since you'll be reloading frequently, I recommend Elemental Resonance Talents. Alternatively, you can go with Precision Charge paired with either Talent Suffix or Downstar Suffix. For the gloves, I'm using Elemental Overload Talents, and for the boots, I've equipped Rush Hour Downstar since this build runs on low HP. As I've said before, the top priority for substats on your gear should be damage to great ones, followed by elemental damage and then status damage. For the Cradle Override, I went with Anti-Void, Aerial Suppression, Tactical Combo, Status Enhancement, Deviant Energy Defense since I'm running a low HP build, and Tactical Leap because we'll be using Double Jump as a food buff later on. I also picked Elemental Sense and Extreme Freezing to round it out. For my Deviation, I'm using the Polar Jelly Starfall variant. This one increases the frost damage received by surrounding enemies by 39.2%. Since I'm using the shiny version, it also comes with special traits that boost my frost damage by an additional 5%. And that bonus is amplified with a 50% additional effect whenever I'm airborne. For the mask hide, you have a few good options depending on what's available. Lucky Rabbit Fur is a solid choice, granting 10% elemental damage whenever you land a critical hit. Golden Wool and Floating Ice Bear Skin are also great alternatives, as both boost your frost damage even further. For the dish buff, if you're running as a chef class, you'll want to consume bone and deviated sausage for extra boss damage, along with mixed fried hot dog for additional damage against enemies marked by bullseye. For hydration buffs, you can drink Whimsical Drink to increase status damage and Stardust Energy Drink to gain the double jump effect. If you're not a chef class, you can still go with Mixed Fried Hot Dog and Whimsical Drink as reliable alternatives. And for the bonus effect, make sure to use either normal or pristine beef meat, which provides an extra boost to Frost Vortex damage.
I know you told your friend you're not okay, and tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away, as you fade away.
Yeah, I'm about to fade away, cause every time I wake up I feel like it's Monday. Something's going wrong with all the chemicals up in my brain. All of a sudden I don't look at anything the same way. Got a buildup of my thoughts sitting in an ashtray. I'm sorry that I'm so inconvenient, okay. Just let me be me and I'll stay.
And that wraps up my KAM, Abyss Glance Frost Vortex build guide in OnceHuman. With the right mods, gear, and buffs, this setup can really maximize your frost damage output. If you found this guide helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more OnceHuman content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
Okay, maybe you could be the change I need today. I promise that I've never felt this way. I really hope that you will choose to stay through all the pain.